Hello everyone, welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. So hopefully everyone is doing really well. So Carla and I have a lucky opportunity to have a couple of lessons today, which it's been kind of slow for those. So we wanted to definitely say hello, talk about a few wonderful viewer comments, couple of topics, do a quick 12 rapid fire questions at the end. And just, again, love to hear from you guys. Hopefully you're well. Anyway, so we are going to do a live show again the next day that we don't have lessons and all 5 kids kind of shuffling them around and feeding them kind of in between. So we're going to we'll do a live show the next kind of like rainy day per se, right? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, so I have like 4 things to talk about. I don't really have an order. Let's start with a viewer comment that came in yesterday, actually last night. Carla had a challenge. We did a 100 volley challenge, the one that Andy Murray and his wife and Djokovic and Helena Djokovic, we did that. Anyway, the gentleman Igor Savage.
We did that and better.
Yeah, we did it better.
They used
foamy balls.
And baby rackets, and we were further apart.
Yeah, most of them were using baby rackets and kind of the squishy balls, like a 10 and under tennis balls that are easy to hit. So we kind of stayed like service line to service line distance and used a real ball. So yeah, we did great there.
Yeah, I saw Kleister's. She was like, that was her and that was him. I was like, wow. It
was an awesome time, but a good friend of ours that actually owns Y-Tech Strings that helps us with the prize giveaways and such, he didn't have anybody to do it with, so he did it himself against the wall. So fast forward, he sent us that video, and then Carla in her pajamas.
I was, by the way, sorry, I looked awful, but I didn't care because it was real and blah, blah, blah.
She busted out her PJs.
It was a really PJ. It's a shirt, a big shirt someone gave me, Dave Raines.
Yeah,
it was too big for me, so I wore it anyways. I wear it, just to hang out in the house. And I was like, what the heck? I was in my sandals and...
Yeah, her shower shoes, basically. Went downstairs and knocked it out. Anyway, fast forward, and a little bit later, we got this viewer comment in. And normally we will delete a viewer comment that has, like, expletives, in them. Because generally it's negative, this one we're going to read only because it was, given the situation, how fun it was when Carla did that. We were, like, having a good time. And this comment came in, it's like, I was like, yeah, I feel that guy. Anyway, read it, but just you can leave out the F-bombs. But generally, we would again delete it. But it was like the gentleman reminds me of a lot of the people I've met over the years from, say, Australia or the United Kingdom. They're energetic, but they have this way of putting let's say 4-letter words into conversation and making them really darn good, right? All right, so here we go. Who's the comment from?
Ying Hao Hor, or Hor. I'm sorry if I said the name wrong.
Let's go, let's get down.
He said,
come on.
That's the bleeping spirit. Bloody loving it. Very climatic finishes on both attempts. A job bloody well done. Was nerve-wracking towards the end of both attempts, especially the first one. What I found to be rather ironic is that one of the slogans on this channel is, let's get down!
Let's get down, go!
And getting down was certainly what was required in the first attempt to sneak in that magic number 100. Was effing loving it. Pardon my language, please, but just having trouble getting over how good it was. No wonder this is easily one of my favorite channels, despite me being relatively new here.
Man, again, when you read it in the point in time, it was hilarious. Anyway, good comment, welcome. We really enjoyed that comment because we were laughing when she finished it, and boom, it made us laugh even harder. Yeah, so we felt it.
I saw a couple people try. Maj tried it, and he said, "Well, isn't that easy?" And I said, "It can be. It is if you are a tennis player, play for a long time. Yeah, it's not easy." You just have to focus, and I guess he tried it, and he said, "Oh, it's really hard."
Well, yeah, if you do it, maybe you could email us the.
I would love to see you guys
link,
do
and we could put together a kind of a stream of them or something. But anyway, a thought. So we're gonna just.
Oh wait, there's another comment that came up. Saraki said, "Phenomenal, Carla. Such control, balance, and amazing cool volley." Justin, at least post a video of you doing 50 volley shots.
Oh, I can do 100, no problem.
You can do 100.
Yeah, no, I did it before her. I just wanted her on film.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not a problem. Now, what I had difficulty with, admittedly, is when Roger Federer did it right up against the wall, like right on the wall. That was, I was struggling to get like a couple of handfuls.
I'm going to do that one.
That one's difficult.
I'm going to do that one.
But against the wall, we grew up hitting against walls. That was part of our training, and still is to this day. If there's a wall around, we were hitting on the wall at the last tennis tournament.
I'm going to do that one next. But Ivor Savage, the owner of Whitex, he did one with an egg, and I thought that was pretty impressive. He grabbed a regular egg, not hard boiled.
Yeah, just a regular egg.
Regular egg, and he was holding his puppy, and he tossed it up, and he would catch it 5 times without cracking the egg.
Yeah, he'd catch it, throw it up. Catch it, throw it up. Catch it, throw it 5 times, and the egg didn't break. No cracks in it either. And was holding his dog.
Impressive.
Awesome, great comment. Next comment, let's read a comment that's going to lead us to our first topic. We have spoken about this topic before, but we will just touch on it again because I think we could actually, I guess, go in a couple of different directions on this topic given the situation. So, read Piritage La Vie. I think he is in France, Paris, I think, but Piritage La Vie. Read his comment. And then we'll go from there. I'm going to check the camera, but read.
All right, Piritic says, what about talking about money in tennis in the next live? Roddick has just done an interview talking about it. Just research Roddick and Rafa and tour funding. I give you one data. During the 2019, Rafa earned 25 times the 100 ranked guy, Thomas Fabiano. So the gap is crazy high. In other sports, it's much lower. Is this a good topic to talk about? All the best.
Great comment, well written, and it's a great topic. I think in the past when we've touched on this, a lot of you have had a lot of good stuff to say here. I think B-Doggo2 was active, if I remember correctly, with his football kind of mindset with the money that players make. And I may be wrong there, so don't shoot me, B-Dog, on that one. But I thought B-Dog and I were talking about it even on a personal level off of here. But I may be wrong, but I'm fairly certain I'm correct. So the disparity of money in tennis amongst players, let's freeze that for a second and let's look at a couple of things. Number one, is tennis the only sport with such a disparity? Okay, put it in comments. Is it? It's not.
I don't think it is.
It's not even close. And first off, let's look at civilization as a whole. Let's look at modern civilization today, current, now. What's the percentage of the elite that basically controls the world? So I think the elite 1% of the population controls all of us, something like that, right? Maybe it's 3%, but I think it's 1%. I think 1% of the population holds the majority of the money in the world between a small group of people, right? So is it any different that a small group of people control the world? And why wouldn't it apply to the best, an elite few in the world of tennis? It's the same society. So think about that. Now, so metaphorically, the big three are the same as the elite percentage that control the world, right? I mean, if you look at it that way.
Yes, definitely.
So the context is obviously different, but similar if you think about it. The big three are the tip of the iceberg. The elite 1% are the tip of the financial iceberg. So here, I'll go through a couple of sports, and we've talked about this before. National Football League, that's American football, tackle football, throwing the ball, not kicking it. Minimum salary for players, $495,000 a year. Highest paid player last year, 2019, Russell Wilson, quarterback, Seattle Seahawks, respectively. Went to Harvard, got his education, for sure. Smart guy. But that's 68 times more. I think he said that Nadal, was flabbergasted because it was 25 times more. Here's 68 times more. Now, a lot of people will argue, well, that's a lot of money. Well, a lot of these tennis players will play a year or two, and they'll have earned $495,000 and prize money, but they still are broke because they have bills to pay, travel, coaches, food. That type of lifestyle, it may look luxurious because you make, $500,000 in a year or so, but it's really not. And a lot of these football players especially, they come from struggle. They come from strife. They come from the streets. A lot of them raise themselves, or they're raised without a father. Now, I'm no exception to that, so I'm not picking on football players here, but a large percentage of these football players come from nothing, and they put their everything into it. But that doesn't have anything to do with the money per se, but let's look at your average football player that say, comes out of, I just had an old, let's say, not terribly close friend, but Travaris Jackson, who actually backed up Russell Wilson, I think, in 2015 when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, or 14. Then I think, where was he just after that? No, before he was at the Vikings, and then prior to that, he was at Alabama State. Anyway, in Montgomery, but he was killed yesterday. But nonetheless, let's look at someone like Travaris Jackson, R.I.P. girl, for sure. Much love to the family. But let's look at someone like him, you know. So he gets drafted, if I remember correctly, out of Lanier High School, moved around different colleges, and then went into the pros. Now, he never was a big-time starter, probably around the league minimum. Now, let's say player John Doe like him gets drafted out of, or recruited from college out of Alabama. I think he was shifted around to a couple of colleges, goes to Minnesota, then ends up... So he's traveling. So when you're young and mom's hurting, you know, in Montgomery, then what you have to do is buy a house in this place. And then you get traded in the middle of the year. Now you got a lease agreement or a rental agreement here, but now you're out there and you have no control over it. Meanwhile, mom's having issues. So that's the lifestyle of an athlete. You're traveling, you're moving, you're investing, especially in major sports. When a franchise pulls you somewhere, you have to now live there.
Yeah.
It accumulates. Let's look at, let's say, the number of NFL players in the league. And I'm just comparing apples to oranges here, I get it, but similar. There are a total of 32 NFL teams. There are 53 men active on the roster. There's backups and practice squad, but 53-man rosters. That makes 1,696 active players, the best in the world. All these are the elite of the elite at their specific position, and maybe one or two strings behind them are on that team, right? I'm talking big guys, ripped up guys, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'8", whatever, from 190 pounds to almost 400 pounds, all beasts, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, these are the best athletes in the world, in my opinion, outside of the soccer players, a lot of the soccer players, right? But the majority of these players make the league minimum. The majority. Yes, there's lightning strikes. Yes, there's people that make $360 million or $36 million a year. But tennis players generally are abundant wherever you go. Now, let me put this into perspective. Is there a pro and let's say a player like Carla or I played our whole lives. We can play the game. We'll hold our own, whatever. There's a lot of players. I'm not saying coaches. I'm saying players.
Like us.
Yeah. Like us.
Yeah. We
meet people all the time that you wouldn't suspect can play, and they get on the court, and you're like,
wow.
whoa,
yeah.
Homeboy can play, or this girl's good, right?
Mm.
We train juniors that are almost as good as us or getting very close. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a bunch of us.
There's a bunch of us out there. Now,
yeah.
Coaching different. I get it. You know, it's a whole different context. But there's a lot of players, and most of those players never get the opportunity to pursue it. Why? Jobs, kids.
No sponsors,
you
not
get
enough money.
No exposure. No one ever saw you. You get hurt. Or injury plagued. And you know what I'm saying? I can speak for this.
You don't have the look.
You don't have, exactly. That's another good one. What are some other reasons? Okay, we can go on and on. But a lot of players do push forward or try it, okay? So you get your proverbial college-looking party boy tennis player, and this, and you know, when I was a boy, it was different. Life has changed, okay? Life has definitely changed. But the mindset, and I'll speak from, again, being a coach around a lot of adolescents. I'll speak from my own experience. But you can see it, and that is this. There are, how do I put this? People will watch in a way. But it seems like the tennis players these days are more focused on having it be just some fun, good time. I see tennis players doing what my 7-year-old daughter does, and I don't like her doing it. Some TikTok crap.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, what is this crap? You know, I got to watch tennis players do this. See, when I was a boy, and we moved around and traveled, and our cliques of players and coaches and buddies and families and fun, we were fighters, man. I don't ever remember being self-indulged in myself.
Nobody worried about the looks. They weren't like...
Yeah,
it wasn't about that. It was about your skill, how hard you work. It didn't matter how you look. You wanted to play your best and wanted to do your best, and now it's all about showing ass, showing tits, showing face, showing your muscles, showing that you look good.
You know, whether it's your belly button
I
rings
really don't care. There's a million beautiful women.
It doesn't matter.
There's a million beautiful guys. You can find them in every corner. What makes that different? I don't understand that. I've never understood that. What makes you different from that person?
Okay, so where I'm going with this is that we're talking about the disparity of income to players in tennis and so forth. The reason why the disparity is so huge, in my opinion, this isn't factual, this is just me writing 12 pages and thinking, right? I mean, obviously, we've had input on this from a lot of you the 3 times I think we've talked about this. But because there are so many players out there that are almost at the same level in these challenger levels and these entry levels and these 250 level tournaments, you're not going to have the sponsor going after one of those players that's just like everyone else and pay them a bunch of money. You have to be different, and it seems like every player, and I'll just speak from the U.S. men's perspective, and you guys can tell us what you think about your national teams. I'm sure they're doing well in Serbia, by the way, and in Australia. I hope Hewitt and all those guys have worked out their kinks with Tomic and Kyrgios, whatever. But a lot of that friction down there is because of the partying stuff, right? Kyrgios and Tomic, whatever. They don't want to deal with them, right? Who wants the drama? But here, what happens is tournaments get watered down. The players are all the same. We can go to a challenger level tournament and watch, and what I see on court 6 is the same thing I see on court 8, 9, 12, 13. Shit. I might as well sit here and watch the match closest to the shade or something.
Yeah,
because it's the same thing.
You got to be different. I mean, if you look at pro players, okay, you got Barty. She's different, right? She's got the slides. She has a different type of game. You look at Serena, she got the serve. You look at Andreescu, she can chase everything. She can do the drop shots. Halep is a defender, so they're all different. They're all different.
Yeah.
There's something different about them. And when you see, like you just said, challenges, they all look the same.
They all look the same.
You look at American kid tennis, they're all the same shots, the same loopy shots, the same forehand style, the same backhand style, the same grunt. They're dressed the same. There's nothing different.
There's nothing different.
It's like a singer. When somebody goes and recruits a singer, they want somebody with a different voice, look different, have a different personality. It's the same thing in tennis.
And on top of that, be the best at what they do. So, again, it's a tough world in which we live. You know, this morning I woke up and I was in the shower, and I shower, of course, every morning. It just kind of gets me going. But I always find myself thinking, and I was thinking to myself how tough the world has become, right? It's become ever so increasingly tough. With my 5 kids, one thing that I worry about, I mean, I know they'll be fine, but in general, I worry about how difficult it's going to be for the young generation now, let's say Gene Swart's age, respectively, when he gets to be our age, you know, the 40s, right? When I was a boy, people worked harder. There was no self-involvement because there wasn't these things. So, without the cause, I guess there is no effect. But anyway, we were fighters young as boys. And now it just seems like, again, I love my oldest son, but he hasn't been through strife yet. I know he'll meet it head on.
He will be, yeah.
But I don't think with all these self-indulgence that we see with the likes of any player, name it, I think it takes away from the integrity of the discipline and hard work and training that it takes to be a champion in any sport or the best of the best. Because again, all the tournaments, at least here, challenger levels or amateurs, you know what I'm saying? Futures or whatever. I don't know why I said amateurs. But ultimately, if you go to one, you have seen them all, and most of the guys look like college party guys.
Oh, well, same thing.
Who wants to look?
Same thing in college tennis. When you watch the Spanish guys, they all look the same. They all say "vamos." They all dress the same. But they all grunt the same.
And there's a reason why they fill up the roster and not the American guys, because they're tougher. And they work harder.
They work harder, but they all look the same. So even in Spain, I'm sure they're looking at all these guys and they're like, "Who can we pick that's different?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wrote a few bullets here. So the last Challenger tournament I was at, you had the same grunting noise, the same
But you grunt, baby.
I will sometimes on serve, especially since I've come off my knee recovery. Anyway, they focus on themselves a lot. It's all about them, how they look. They're all moving left to right on the baseline. They all are the same, court to court for the most part. The one who wins it, it's like a coin toss because the other guy could have won it that lost in the first round. Only the best will win the mega money. Let's look real quickly at Major League Baseball. League minimum of $563,000 a year. The highest paid athlete was Mike Trout, made $396 million of guaranteed money in 2019. That's 792 times difference. Anyone else want to drop in a sport? Please do. Tennis, especially in the U.S., repeat, is watered down. Unless you are the best of the best, why would anyone want to pay another person a lot of money when you can go find someone else of the equal quality that looks the same, blah, 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 for less money simply because the lesser or the other person would accept lesser money to attain the sponsorship. And that's what happened with oil prices. This company goes lower, that one goes lower. This one goes lower, that one goes lower. Oh, crap, and stuff's the fan. But that's what happens with watered-down tennis. It boils down to discipline, hard work, being humble, not getting bent out of shape, stay motivated in here, keep the emotions in here and not outward. Don't be John McEnroe and blast his racket. Don't be Kyrgios and jerk off with the water bottle. Don't be a party seeker. There's nothing new about it. If you want to watch party seeking, blah, blah, blah tennis, then this really isn't the place to do it. Hard hitting here, real stuff, straightforward discipline, and that's what it takes. Speaking of this, I want you to read a comment from BDog02. You hear me mention his name a lot. It's because we talk a lot, and he is a football dad. Played in himself, college, etc. And he definitely is a mentally strong gentleman. Air Force retired as well. No games, smack talk to the best of them. However, I want you to read a comment that he read about a couple of the women on the Pro Tour. I do want you to show them the picture of Bianca Andreescu that he sent as well. Okay. So read his comment and then follow it up with the Andreescu picture.
Random thoughts. Reading a lot of these WTA players' posts on social media about losing the love of the sport. Unfortunately, it seems like a dead end. All they want is tennis to be fun. I wasn't having fun, blah, blah, blah. They should, at some point, realize as a professional tennis player, it isn't going to be all fun, but an occupation, job, and a real life. Ask Serena about that. Naomi Keys and Miss Chocolate Milk Sloan all want fun. They just need to grow up and mature in life, and tennis get money too fast, and mooching parents ain't helping. Mr. Williams was about the sport and greatness, not money. There was no IG, Facebook, or social media, so we get this nonchalant, we are all friends kind of tennis. Not really quality or competitive at all. Let's hope Coco changes this trend. But the ATP is suffering from a talent vacuum. Below the big three waiting for them to retire, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, TM, and FAA are really solid, second-tier, inconsistent players that will ultimately end up being a revolving number one player after the big three is done. WTA and ATP future looks kind of boring even after a scratch year. Sustained greatness grows sports, not parity. Serena, Roger, Nadal, Djokovic, Tiger, Michael, LeBron, Kobe, Patriots, TB12, Chicago, New York Yankees, 90s, 49ers, and Cowboys, Golden States, sports needs sustained greatness, not mediocre one of winning. The masses love dominance, and the haters count in that equation too. WTA and AT players better wake up.
Absolutely brilliantly said. Show real quick the picture that he sent us of Bianca Andreescu. Freeze it. Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect, but again, we'll talk about that. All right. First of all, BDog02's comment, you can't add anything to it because there's nothing more to add to it. If I think that was sent to us on a personal level, yes, so I don't think anybody can see that. So hopefully you heard that. If you want a copy of that, message him on here. Maybe he can post it there. It's his writing. I can't share his writing, but I would love for someone to actually keep that on the refrigerator or something because it's so well said for a lot of reasons. Just look around. Look around. We just talked about it and for 20 minutes, and here we are still with someone else who he didn't know we were talking about this today. Mm-hmm. He didn't know we were gonna even go here, and he was on that brainwave yesterday. So I can't add anything to it. Tennis is supposed to be fun to play. It is, okay? But no, there is nothing in this world that you are the elite of the elite at if you are not busting your ass, working hard, forgetting about what you look like, what people think, at least if you are level-headed. it's ultimately going to take away from your success. He mentions Jordan, Tom Brady. He mentions the 49ers, big fan. Thank you for throwing him in there. You could have thrown in your Patriots. I think he did, though.
He did, yeah.
But thank you for tossing the Niners in there. Anyway, but the list goes on. These people that get to this level bust their ass. It's not fun. It wasn't fun for Jordan playing in the flu game. It wasn't fun for Pete Sampras to be playing when his coach died or sick. And these type of things happen all the time. The masses of normal, everyday people, they come and go. They come and go. They come and go. And when the shit hits the fan, the cream of the crop rise to the top. Yeah. And nothing is new underneath the sun about that. There has been gladiators, time immemorial, back thousands of years ago, that won the crowds and gained the respect of the people, and they did it and won their freedom by being the best of the best and not getting their face torn off by a lion. There's nothing new about it. It's not going to change. Ultimately, if you want a chance to be the best of the best, consider two things: busting your ass, hard work, and also three things: education.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people say, no, if you go pro. No, I think get an education first these days. Things have changed. Life has changed. It's not the same.
All right, 12 rapid-fire questions. If you haven't seen this before, I'm going to ask Carla 12 questions, and all of you. Please answer them, and we will check them out. So we always do. I was going to say, I think they come up at that point in time in the video, right? Do they? Like when they answer the questions, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask 12 questions. Answer them quickly. Carla, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. Will tennis begin again in year 2020? No.
I mean, I think we all know that.
I don't think so either. Question number 2. Will Serena Williams ever pass Margaret Court? Not just tie, but pass?
The way she's looking fit, I think she has a possibility. The pause helped her.
Question number 3. Does Naomi Osaka now have an opportunity to become the world's greatest video gamer?
No. There are better people out there that do it for a living.
Yeah, I was going to say that virtual Madrid tournament's coming up, but, you know...
There are people that they're good at that.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Yeah. Whoever wrote the game would probably win.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Are the world's elite currently headed to their bunkers and the masses of people currently naive to the current truth?
I don't believe so. I mean, no.
Question number 5. True or false? Survival of the fittest.
True.
Question number 6. If you had a bunker, where would it be?
Somewhere Midwest United States.
In the mountains?
In the mountains.
See, I would choose here on the island because I know I could fish and survive.
Well,
I could survive off the land.
But this will flood. What about a flood? Like there was a flooding. This would be done.
So that would... Okay, but I wasn't thinking of...
Oh, I was thinking that.
You were thinking flood is Armageddon?
Exactly.
All right.
Get the highest mountain.
She thought... Not that we're all...
I'm thinking zombies, all this. I want to be in the mountains.
All right, so she's thinking zombies. And I'm thinking like current situation gone astray. Mm-hmm. All right, question number 7. Your favorite board game to play with friends or family is what? I mean, board game.
Shoots and Ladders to me was fun.
What?
As a little kid, yeah.
So cheesy.
Oh, who cares?
That's like a baby game.
So?
I would say like charades or Pictionary or maybe throw in...
Oh, I'm thinking like as a kid.
I said to play with your family.
Oh, play with the family?
Like now. Like with our kids. What would you like to play?
Yeah, that's a fun game.
Which one?
I really
charades or something?
Yeah, I don't enjoy the games, but yeah.
She busted out Shoots and Ladders.
That's cute. It's a cute game.
Cute.
Go ahead.
Question number 8. Would you be okay with a really nice treehouse to live in permanently?
Sure, yeah.
Like on Treehouse Masters?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sport to be like Tarzan.
Yeah.
Get down to the car, swing down, and land on the roof. Oh, let's go. Let's get down. All right. Question number 9. Name your favorite indoor sport to play.
Indoor sport to play? I've done volleyball indoors. I'll enjoy that. I enjoy that with a team.
You know, you opened the horizon. I was thinking like mini indoor, like ping pong or something. Okay, let's open it up. What's your favorite, more confined indoor sport? And one more,
volleyball would be, and then indoor, probably playing, like you said, ping pong is fun.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. So I'm going to take indoors, definitely basketball. I love the ball.
Yeah.
2, I'm going to take ping pong.
Yeah.
However, I wrote here pool, billiards. Pow, what's
I don't
up?
enjoy that, no.
Dropping dimes. Football, or not football, but foosball, you know.
I don't enjoy that. No.
Bow!
Nah.
And don't forget about darts. I like darts, too. It's a little boring, but I like it.
Nah.
Question number 10. What is the capital of New Mexico here in the United States? What's the capital?
I don't know.
I only mentioned that because who is it? Tennisser? Or this guy 1000?
I don't know.
I think Tennisser.
What is it?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe. Okay, yeah.
Question number 11. How many words can you name in 10 seconds that end with a silent B, as in Bravo? How many words can you name within 10 seconds that have a silent B at the end? Go. Holy boy.
I'm thinking.
How do you have to think about that one?
With the B at the end.
Yeah. Remember, she's from Honduras now. None? Holy shenanigans. When I wrote this, I wrote them down like 10 of them in 2 seconds.
It's like 8 something. I don't know.
Here's a word. Dumb.
Oh, I can't think that.
Did you get the wit here?
Shut up. I don't know. Can you guys think? Maybe
okay.
Sit down.
Here's the ones I wrote down just in like 30 seconds. I said 10 seconds, but yeah, okay, anyway. Thumb, numb, comb, womb, tomb.
You thought about that.
Dumb, climb, lamb, limb, plum, catacomb, and bomb.
He wrote it, so he obviously thought about it, so that's why you knew it.
But you could come up with one? Man, that's dumb. Oh, you get it? All right, question number 12 and last question.
Yay.
George Carlin once said, George Carlin once said in context, in relation to the economy or the highest of societies. So George Carlin once said, quote, "It's a big club and you ain't in it." Do you agree?
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
I do too. Don't believe too much of what you hear, read, or see. I think we're pretty honest people, though, so I think you're safe here. Anyway, that's it, everyone. Have a really, really, really great, wonderful day. Thank you so much to everyone. Much love to all of you. Thank you to those comments that came in yesterday. We had a good time doing them. Much love to all, and we will see you, I think we're off tomorrow, right? Do you want to do a possible...
I'm not going to say anything, no.
Like a possible Jeopardy show live?
No, I'm thinking thinking of all the stuff we have to do now. We have a lesson tomorrow, too. And my dad's coming, and we have to go to the supermarket. I'm not going to make our day super long.
See, you can see she's getting a little stressed over there.
Yeah, no.
See, the Spanish women, they start to get tripping.
Oh, send us your videos if you guys do the challenge. That should be fun.
When I hang this up, she's going to like start kicking me out the door. All right, much love, everyone. Take care. Peace out. Vamos.
Send us your videos. Send us your videos if you do the challenge.
Let's go. Let's get down. Come on. Let's go.
Press stop.
Stop it up.
Hey, Ivor. I just got done cooking, but I'm going to take your challenge. I'm going to try to do 100.
So you're going to do the 100 solo volley challenge. Not our joint volley challenge.
No, solo.
But the solo volley challenge.
In my semi-pajamas.
All right, let's go. '84, '85, '87. Keep going. Oh, you got it! Alright, you ready? She didn't like her 100 that time. She got it on the last knee drop. Alright, go. 1. Stick with it. 3, 34, breathe and move. Come on. It's no worries. Nothing but a thing. Walking through the park. Patience. Come on. Boom! Nothing but love there.
Alrighty, board, that hurt.
Take care, bro. See ya.